Hi, this is Sarah Disotell, and I'm here today with Chris Majer, the author of The Power to Transform. Maybe, Chris, you could start by telling us a little bit about what caused you to write the book.
For 25 years, we've been doing transformational work. Started off with athletes and then soldiers and evolved into doing corporate work. And what we have found is that the way that people learn is dramatically different than what most everybody thinks. And so out of 25 years of work, we've distilled all of the effective ways that we've developed for transforming people, put it into a book so that people who didn't have the opportunity to take part in our programs could have the opportunity to get the value of the work.
There are a lot of self-help and personal growth books out there. What makes yours different?
Well, there are, of course, lots of self-help books out there. What's different is that while it is, of course, a book, it's more than a book because the book is tied to a website. And the real distinction here is that if you just read a book, even if it's mine, nothing much is going to change. And that's the reason why there's so many of these self-help books, is because everybody's got their own different approach. None of them obviously really work well, or we wouldn't need a zillion self-help books, right? So what's different here is that we work not just on delivering information, which is what a book does, but in connection with the website, building new practices so that people can actually change their behavior over time. That's how you transform things.
What is the central theme or claim of the book that sets it apart?
Well, the central claim is simple. Learning has to be seen as the development of new competence, not the acquisition of new information. And the only way you get competence is via practice over time. So again, back to the website, what the book does is take people through a series of assignments, and then as they do the work, you begin to see the changes in your life manifest. And that's really the key to the whole process.
There are a lot of self-proclaimed self-help gurus like Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Stephen Covey, the chicken soup guys, you name it. How are you different from them?
Well, there's a number of ways. Most of those guys that you just ticked off fall into the category that we call motivational guys. And you know, in the end, there's nothing wrong with that. However, we hold that motivation is to authentic development as cotton candy is to nutrition. It's nice for a treat every now and then, but don't confuse that with anything that's really going to change yourself. So what we work on is putting in place new practices, building new competence in people, and it's all about the process and the content, not about me. So I don't, you know, of course I wrote the book, but you notice I don't have my name all over everything. It's all about the people who are doing the work and what it really takes to bring the changes in their lives.
Tell me why someone would want to buy this book.
Well, people who want to make difference in their lives, which I find at heart is pretty much everybody. The dilemma we found is that if you look from a big picture, right? What's the greatest thing about being alive at this moment in time in this country? In the United States, you have the opportunity to create your life the way you want to. This is a unique place in a unique moment in time. It hasn't always been that way, and it isn't that way in other places. The dilemma is when you show up here, whether you get born or come via immigration, nobody hands you the how-to manual. And that's really what I set out to do, is show people how it really is that you can invent yourself, create the future, design your life the way you want it to be. Those are the people that are attracted to the book and who it's really aimed at. And as I said, if people are honest with themselves, at some moment, that's everybody.
Is there a certain type of person who would do better with this book?
Well, the person who's going to do best is the person who's really committed to seeing change or improvement in their lives. The process takes about 90 days, and if you go through it halfway or just kind of do it like, as they say, to get an accessorize your ego, that's not going to help. You've got to be committed to going start to finish through the whole process. So people who are hungry and who really have the appetite and commitment to make changes are going to do best with it.
Where can people find your book?
Well, not surprisingly, you can find it at Amazon. You could get it at Barnes & Noble. Most any bookstores got it. Or you can go to our website, thepowertotransform.net, and get it there.
Where can people learn more about the book and about you?
Well, we've got, there's two places. Again, you can go to the website we've set up for the book, which is thepowertotransform.net, or you can go to our corporate site, humanpotentialproject.com, and both places have got different types of information. The book site, of course, is focused on the book, and the HP2 site is focused on our corporate work.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me today.
My pleasure.
And I invite everybody to experience the power to transform for yourselves.